Hi, ladies and gentlemen out there on the internet, Weber Vision, wherever you're watching this stream from. Glad to have you back for another episode of Miller Talk Time with Trey Carter. I'm Joshua Miller, your internet producer and host. That's Trey Carter. Say what's up to the people.
How y'all doing out there on the World Wide Web?
Alright, and every time around this time, before we get started, you know what we gotta do, we gotta read off our disclaimer, so pay attention. The views expressed on this internet show are the views of Joshua Miller and Trey Carter.
That's me.
And not those of the internet. Our opinion is our opinion, so if you have a problem with anything we say, just remember we said, and if you don't like it, what can they do, Trey Carter?
Watch something else.
So why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that?
Crazy.
Today we got another special guest on. Yesterday we had my boy Chris Burke on here. Today we got an author, a very nice author, and Miss Candace Spicer. Candace, wave to the people out there in the world.
Hi.
Alright, she's on today talking about her new book, No Box.
That's right.
So we're not going to hold you guys up any longer. We're going to get into what we came here to do today. And Trey Carter, let's do this interview, baby.
I'm gonna throw the theme up. Now,
What's
if you're
the
all
theme?
seen for the past couple of weeks, we've gone into theme shows in which we try to show you exactly how the episode will go. Usually something to enlighten you, empower you to get yourself together, do the right thing, and become successful and definitely improve your way of life. Now, today's show, Think Outside the Box, Does the Box Exist?, is another segment of empowering yourself to do better. Now, today, as you saw earlier, we have a special guest, Candace Spicer, who is the author of the book, No Box, A Journey to Professional Enlightenment. So first, I'd like to introduce everyone to Candace. How you doing, Candace?
I'm doing great, Trey. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful,
Good,
wonderful.
Good.
So, I know a little bit about you. We've spoken earlier. But tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am a native Memphian, and of course, like everybody, you know, I have goals and dreams, and I aspire to have great success. And that for me actually started at a very young age as far as the passion goes. Unfortunately, when I was 14 years old, my mother was killed in a car accident. But she was, however, a very strong advocate for success. So I kind of coped with the loss by just diving into academics. And so I've always been a really good student. And from that, I also got involved in a lot of other hobbies. When I was 15, I started modeling. Graduated high school, went to the University of Memphis. When I was 20, I was a contestant in the Miss Tennessee USA pageant.
Wow.
And decided to actually, after that pageant, focus all of my attention on academics. So there I was, graduated University of Memphis, magna cum laude, and I was working a part-time job, and that was definitely not what I envisioned for myself. So I got to my lowest point, and I actually had a revelation, and that's how No Box was birthed.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I graduated. Thank you, Lottie. And you know, my parents are definitely glad they got that off their banking statements every semester. So that's very interesting. I know a lot of younger people now are taking initiative in writing books, because usually it was those academians, professors, and those are older established people writing their books or their memoirs.
Right.
And that's good to see that you are you're young, vibrant, and you already have an author on your title.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about No Box.
Okay. Well, the whole purpose of the book, I just really wanted to let people know that no matter what career decisions they may have made, you know, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But no matter what decision you make, you can bounce back, you know. And it's all about the revelation that I had, uniting your passion and your occupation. Because most times, if you're passionate about something, you won't let it fail. You know, you're going to have so much drive towards making that, you know, making it happen. And so, and another interesting fact I want to bring up, you know, statistics actually show that most people they're underqualified for the things that they're interested in doing, you know, or for their fields, and they're overqualified for the jobs that they actually accept, you know. So which takes me back to what I said earlier. When I was a graduate and I was working a part-time job, I didn't prepare. You know, I was kind of naive in thinking that so many doors were going to be opened for me, and they weren't. So I took my journal. I have a personal journal that I write in all the time, and I took that journal and I turned it into this book because I wanted to first let people know how important, college students especially, know how important it is to plan and to, you know, to have goals and to actively work towards those and to be proactive about it. But then also for people who are maybe changing careers or seeking promotions. I have a lot of business etiquette tips in the book about networking and progressive thinking. So that's basically what the book is about. I wanted to share my experiences to help other people who may be going through similar situations.
Okay. And I took from that something we've also spoken about on the show is, you know, how to never give up, be resilient, and definitely somewhat dictate your situation. Don't always have to be a follower.
Right.
And I definitely can echo some of the things that you've written about in this book, and it's definitely great to see that this does work and that you're successful in your efforts. So I guess from your experiences, what inspired you to I know you said you got to your lowest point, but is there something specific that made you want to write the book or got you into it? Or?
Well, actually, when I was going through all of this, like when I was in the midst of the storm, you know, so I like to call it, I couldn't find any comfort. My friends were just as angry as me because here we all, you know, we all had these degrees or we were all professionals, you know, and everyone was in the same predicament. No one was actually doing what they like to do. So I couldn't find comfort. So I wanted to change that. I wanted to actually be able to provide comfort for people who are going through this. You know, they can look at this and say, well, hey, I'm going through the same thing. She made it out of it and I can make it out of it too. And so another point that I want to bring up is wherever you are in your life, like what you said, you know, you need to kind of dictate your future a little bit. Wherever you are, you know, that doesn't dictate where you will go. So if you're not at a point where you want to be, that's not to say that you won't get there.
Right.
But you have to actually not think outside the box, but you have to actually know that the box doesn't exist.
Okay. So that's strong right there. Don't think outside the box. The box does not exist to begin with.
Absolutely.
And I know I hear this a lot when people talk about mental shackles. Sometimes say that some people are mentally enslaved when they don't exist. And as you say about the box, it doesn't exist. I guess what advice? Because I know we're gonna get more into the book, but what advice would you give someone? Because I know you're talking about your lowest point. I know many people choose the wrong decision, which may turn to some type of addiction in drugs, alcohol, or to violence and or illegal, do some type of illegal things from XYZ.
Right.
What I see from you channeled your energy into a positive form, and it created what now is a book, and it's very enlightening to others to see that you're not the only one out there, that when you're at your lowest point, you can definitely overcome the situation. What specific advice, or is there anything specific or just general you want to tell someone who is in that box or feel that they're in a box to get out of that situation? What advice would you give that person or individuals?
Well, I guess what I could say is, first of all, it has to begin inside. They have to know that, you know, they have a purpose. You know, and all of us have passions. You know, we all have something that we're passionate about. So it has to begin on the inside. You have to say to yourself, you know, I want more for myself. I can do this. And it's all about your mindset. Everything starts with your mindset. If you can actually get your frame of mind away from the box mentality, and just to elaborate a little bit on what the box mentality is, it's basically just your state of mind. You know, we have all of these limitations that we even put on ourselves. You know, society doesn't put it on us. We put them on ourselves. And, you know, when you add, you know, limits, you take away from the things that you could actually be doing. So the best thing that I could offer people basically is to just get your mind into a progressive state where you're thinking, okay, I have this great idea and I can actually do this. You know, don't let the negativity impact you to the point where you don't step out and do it. That's what the book is all about. You know, you can make it happen. You know, your passion may not be everyone else's passion, but it can still work, you know.